Happy Saturday night, everyone from Buenos Aires. I'm sitting in my bed right now, taking a quick break from doing my work to send you a blog. I haven't sent you one for a few days, so I've been thinking about this blog that I wanted to do today. So I'm going to make sure I do it before the end of the day. And I haven't written anything down yet, so there might be more because I do know that I say that a lot. Anyway, this blog is about eating. Eating, and how wonderful of a pleasure that can be. Yesterday, actually a couple days ago, Ariel and I were having a discussion about whether there needs to be so many gay places. And what do I mean by so many gay places? Well, it obviously makes sense that you would have gay bars because homosexual men want to find each other, and that you would have lesbian bars. Makes it much easier in terms of dating and such. But why are there, say, other gay places? Like in Buenos Aires, there is a gay wine store. That one I don't get so much. But other spaces like gay restaurants, gay coffee shops, and so we were discussing this topic, and I think we finally both came to an agreement on it, and that it's really bad if the gays, trying to use that term inclusive, even though it's not very inclusive, to represent the whole marginalized sexual community. I know you're gonna bitch that I'm using it like that, but I'm just because sometimes I dislike calling it the gays. A lot of sidetracks in it, probably because I'm not following the script. Anyway, that it's bad if the homosexuals, bisexuals, transgendered, good God, the homo community excludes themselves too much from the non-queer culture too much, because one, it's not good for politics in terms of changing people's minds. If there's no intermixing going on, there's no possibility for changing people's attitudes in terms of politics. But on the other hand, it's also good to have the separate spaces, both to have spaces for people who don't have accepting families, but also for political organizing. So for example, there is a gay restaurant. Well, why is that good? Well, it gives gays a place who don't want to go to a bar, another place to socialize, and possibly to form more of a community, which can be important for politics. But then also, that restaurant will probably donate to things like political causes and to support the culture generally in terms of maybe queer youth, queer homeless. There's more of a chance. So anyway, we came to an agreement that spaces are good, but the gays shouldn't limit themselves to them. They should support them, but they shouldn't limit themselves to them. Anyway, I wasn't even planning on talking about that. See what happens when I don't go to the script. Why did I even talk about all that? Well, it was really funny because Adiel was on the side of more when we started the discussion of not thinking we needed spaces that are mostly just targeted towards the homosexual community. But then he got the idea this week that we should go to Andy's Restobar, which is a gay restaurant. So anyway, last night we were trying to find a place to go for dinner, and popped into his head we should go there, so we did. And it was really weird because the place was almost empty. There was hardly anybody there, and it was peak dinner time. It was midnight, which is peak dinner time in Buenos Aires. And so we went. There were probably like 4 other tables there. We sat outside. It was this beautiful, beautiful little patio with hardly anybody there. But it was great because it was a nice, romantic place to have dinner and chat. And we had probably... No, I had the most amazing meal that I've had in years. It was absolutely delicious. Do you know those meals that Um, that you remember for years and years. I have a couple off the top of my head I can think of. I remember going to uh, when I was at St. John's. One of the monks, my symposium advisor, Father Tom, invited myself and my roommate Brandon to have steak, and I remember the steak and the mint chocolate chip ice cream that had freshly baked chocolate chip cookies with it. I remember that meal to a T. And I think the rest of my life I'll remember the meal that I had last night because it was probably the most amazing steak I've had my entire life. And I'm not saying that lightly. It was so absolutely amazingly delicious. Buenos Aires is really known, or Argentina is really known for having some of the best beef in the world. And I know when Lisa came to visit and other people came to visit, some people have been a little bit let down when they've had the steak here, other people have loved it. But this cut of meat was absolutely delicious. I'm not kidding that after every single bite, I just kind of went, oh, every single time. And uh, it was amazing because usually, I don't know, people when they drink wine and with meat, they usually want to coordinate and stuff. And usually I don't, the whole mixing it with the food thing I've never gotten last night. Last night I got it. It was amazing. After every single bite of steak, I also wanted just a little sip of wine because I loved the two mixing together. It was amazing. So, anyway, why am I doing this blog? Because I want to brag that I had some amazing steak and to maybe have you guys think about two things. One was the topic I thought about earlier about whether the homosexuals need their separate spaces and whether they should expand into things that really aren't have much to do with sexuality. And two is what were some of the best meals that you've had in your lifetime, and maybe this is a time when you can think about it and you can probably have that flavor in your mouth right now. Anyway, back to work. Enjoy your night or day whenever you're watching this. Ciao.